also the career path. All right, I have Francis, UK data science. Francis, our Francis, right? Give me a thumbs up. Is it our Francis, like Francis in the internship? Okay, I think, okay. This is a different Francis. Okay, great. I see Kemi. Kemi is joining from the UK, data engineering. Interesting. Great. Amar is a data analyst in the UK, data analyst and data science. Great. Okay. Mutiu, I hope I got that pronunciation right. Mutiu is in the UK. Mutiu, you didn't tell me the career path you're interested in. I'll be looking forward to that. So I see Henry. Hi, Henry. Welcome to Amdari. Henry Lincoln in the UK, data engineering. Great. Welcome. Nikesh Mystery in the UK, doing data engineering. Great. Welcome to the session, Nikesh. Hi, Kelvin. Welcome to the session. Joining from the UK. Welcome. Data engineering. All right. Adesanwo, I hope I got that right? Kemi, joining from Nigeria, BI analyst. Great. Welcome to the session. Clinton is joining us from the UK, and Clinton is a data scientist. Welcome everyone to the session. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today we have a project showcase today, and from the comment section, I can see that 70% of us are in the career path that is being presented today, which is very, very interesting because it's a very interesting project. And I love it when they are my interns, my consultants. I love it when they come here and tell you guys what they are working on. It just makes everything real. You get to see everything in real time. You're seeing what these guys have done, how they did it, and also if you want to if you're yet to join the program, this might be an opportunity for you to actually do so, because during this kind of sessions, you hear all the things, you get to see every single thing that we keep saying during all our clarity sessions and the rest of that. So I see more people in the chat. Oguchi, data science in the UK. Welcome, Oguchi. Welcome to the session once again. So today's project showcase is going to be focused on two major career paths, the data science and also data engineering. So I see a couple of us are already in most of these career paths, which is great. So I just want you guys to fill the attendance form, because you might want to have a recording of this session after, or you want to have access to some of the materials that will be shared in this session. So I want you to fill the attendance form so you get access to all of that, and we'll be able to pick it up from there. All right, so we have two interesting projects for you today, and I am not going to spill the beans about what these projects are about. I love to give my interns the opportunity to tell us every single thing they are going to be talking about during this session. But for every other work experience, we basically mold you into the kind of talent that recruiters are looking for. All right, so if you've been doing series of courses, you've been doing series of training sessions and all, and now you need actual experience, and Dari gives you that, because the truth about it is that recruiters want you to have experience. They're not looking at the training and certifications you have. They just want to be sure that you can do the job. Imagine you will have a wedding tomorrow and you're trying to look for a good seamstress for your dress. You're not going to go to someone that doesn't have credibility or someone that can't show you a portfolio of what they've done in the past. You would go for someone that has the result, right? Someone that can show you that, oh, here's the catalog of clothes I've worked on. This is number one, this is number two, and you get to see that, oh, this person is great at what they do. Okay, that is the kind of thing that experience gives to you. It makes people trust your capability. So Amdari gives you that kind of experience that makes recruiters take you seriously. So if you find yourself in any of these career paths, data science, data engineering, and all the career paths on my screen, you're in the right place. So in as much as today's project is going to be focused on data science and data analytics, we mainly give you experience in all these other career paths. Okay, so if you belong to any of them, don't feel left out. Trust me, it's still for you. So who is speaking with you today? I am Victory, and I'm a data-driven growth strategist, and I'm also a career advisor. All right. So at some point during this session, you're going to have questions, right? I've spoken to at least 1,000 tech enthusiasts, not just tech enthusiasts, but people trying to get a job in the space, either in the UK sector or whatever career path you're trying to get a job in. So I literally give you the kind of clarity that you would need to make some decisions within your career trajectory or your career journey. And it's an opportunity for you here on this call to get that service from me for free. So at some point, if you have questions, you need clarity, I am here to give you such clarity. Okay, so that is literally what I do for you in just a few sentences. But today we're not here for me, we are here for my interns. Okay, all right. So now, before we go into that, who is Efemena? Efemena is he's the co-founder of Tenalytics, and he's also the co-founder of Amdari. All right. So he has actually helped at least 2,500 people transition into the tech space, even without prior tech background. You guys heard the testimonial that was being shared before I came on board, right? You heard when she was saying that she didn't have so much prior experience in the career path she literally got an interview for. So those are the kind of miracles. I don't want to call it miracles, but those are the kind of transformational stories that we have within the program. And I have more I'll share with you. So you just need to stay put. Trust me, it's going to be a very interesting one for you. All right. So he has experience across the data field, right? We're talking data science, we're talking business data support, we're talking data analytics, global business analysis, business intelligence, just anything data. Just know that he's the pro at that. All right. And now this is the kind of people or person that you'll be having as a mentor if you join the program. All right, this is for people that are yet to join. If you're yet to join, know that you're going to have mentors, and the likes of FMNI is going to be a part of that mentorship board. Okay, so who am I speaking with? I've seen the introduction. I see a couple of you people are doing data engineering. I see people, you're in the UK, you're in Nigeria, you're in different countries across these different career paths. But what makes us come together in a session like this? What are those struggles that bring us together? What are those struggles that are common amongst ourselves? Now, this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. So you might find yourself in some of these shoes, and if you do find yourself in any of these shoes, you don't need to be afraid. You're in the right place. So if you're literally a graduate and you're struggling to break into the tech sector, you're trying to get a job right after school, and you're finding it hard to do so, it's because of lack of experience. So Amdari tailors our services to such people. Also, if you're a mid-level professional, let's say you've been trying to pivot into the industry, you've been applying to jobs, you're not getting feedback. I've been in front of different clients that tell me things like, I've applied to a number of jobs, not even one interview. And I look at their CV and I know why exactly they're not getting this interview. So we've had people like that, whereby experience is a major thing that's hindering you. So Amdari gives you that kind of experience. Or let's say you're an immigrant, either you're coming from Nigeria or you're coming from Ghana or whatever African country. You're going to realize that coming into a new country like the UK or Canada, it's as if your 10, 20 years of experience is just wasted. Because now they said that if you do not have UK experience, you can't get a job. If you apply from now till next year, you will not be able to get anything because you do not have UK experience. That's literally the system. You can't fight against it. All right. All you can do is to make sure that you find a way to make it favor you. That's why Amdari is here for you. So if you're in any of these shoes, then just know that you're in the right place. All right. Know that you're in the right place. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to give them 20 minutes each. We are going to hear from our consultants. All right. So they are going to share their experiences in the project that I showed earlier. All right. So each project is carefully selected by the Amdari, and each business problem is carefully tailored to make sure that you have experience solving such problems. If you have an interview tomorrow, you can literally use your project and say, this is something I did. You own it, it's yours. All right. So if Consultants, they'll just give me a thumbs up. Let me see. Let me see if I want to know who I'm going to be starting with. So if you're here with me and you're active, you're ready, please give me a thumbs up. Clinton, give me a thumbs up. Kelvin, if you're here, please let me identify you. All right. So we have them here in the house, and I'm going to stop sharing now. I'm going to give them the floor. So who is going first? I think I should go with Clinton first. Hi, Clinton. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Are you excited for today's session?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, all right. So I can bring
Yeah.
you on board, all right?
Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
Okay, so in the
Yeah.
next couple of minutes, let me pin your screen and I'll let you know when I can see your screen, right?
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Can you hear me well?
I mean, you can be a little bit audible, but I can hear you, but
Okay.
I'm struggling a bit to
Mhm.
hear you.
I'm trying to adjust. Adjust. Okay. Okay. Is my screen very clear to everybody? Is it very clear? Look, can you hear me? Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Can they hear me at all?
Yes, they can hear you. They are
Yeah, I can
reacting in
hear
the
you.
chat. Everyone
Oh,
is
yeah.
reacting.
Okay.
So
I can't even
I
see.
hear you.
I'm not.
Don't worry. I'll
Okay.
be your interpreter this evening.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
My name is Clinton Joko. I'm a data science consultant. I'm joining from UK. So I'm presenting the project Cohort Analysis for assessing customer retention in e-commerce industry with a special case study of a company known as ePro Shop. So let me begin. The business overview. The company's name, eShop Pro, in the e-commerce industry. eShop Pro is a leading online retailer, just like, for instance, Amazon, eBay. They have been doing very well globally. They pride themselves in fast product delivery to their customers. They are customer centric. They have good policies. They have personalized shopping. Their customers, they give their customers personalized shopping experience. These are some of their major achievements. But apart from that, they have 30% growth in user base for the last past 5 years. AI-driven recommendation system to boost customer satisfaction. Within that period also, they had 80% VIP retention rate during the first 2 years of loyalty program. But despite all these achievements made by eShop Pro, they have some challenges which made the management of eShop Pro, to wake up. and start thinking of how do they solve this problem, because they started having an alarming high rate of abandoned carts, and their customers were churning, which means some customers will interact or do business with the eShop Pro once, and you will not see them come back. So that was a very big issue facing the eShop Pro as a company. So some of the business problem eShop Pro was facing is declining repeat purchases. Many customers do not return after their first purchase. That was a big issue for every company. Customer churn, noticeable percentage leaving after short activity. They were having issue of low engagement, that is reduced visits and interaction to sign-ups. Maybe something like when a customer is signed up and being onboarded, the customer will not be interacting with the system as it's supposed to be. That was an issue. So why is this an issue to the company? It leads to higher acquisition cost. It will be making the company to spend much money in getting customers, which was an issue. Reduce customer lifetime value and slows overall business growth. When customers are leaving a particular business, the business will not be growing as expected. It will be slowing down, and it affects the shareholders' worth. Can you hear me very well? Hi everyone,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
that's fine. Okay, that's fine. So what's the aim of this cohort analysis project? The aim is to analyze customer retention pattern and provide actionable insight that help eShop Pro to improve repeat purchases, reduce churn, and maximize customers' lifetime. So that is what this project is all about, to solve the eShop Pro's business problems. The project objectives include calculate and analyze customer retention rates over time, segment customers into cohorts based on acquisition or first purchases, identify when churn occurs and highlight key retention trends or strategies, profile customers using RFM as a recency, frequency monitoring, analysis, and clustering to understand behaviors, recommend data-driven strategies to improve engagement. So all these things are what I will enumerate in the next few minutes. Data description. The data set used for this project had the following fields relevant to the business. So these are the columns on the data set. We have the invoice number, which is a unique identifier for each invoice or transaction. That is when a customer purchases an item or a product, he receives an invoice from the company, and the invoice has a number. So that number is unique for that particular transaction. That is the invoice number. Stock code. The stock code is a unique identifier associated with a specific product. Description. A categorical feature that provides a brief textual description of the product or item being sold. Quantity, that's the quantity of the product being purchased by the customer. Invoice data, unit price, customer ID, and country. Country is a column in the data set. I had the data set. These are the columns in the data set we used to work on the Cohort Analysis project. So these are the tools we used in the project. We have already done this cohort analysis. So these are the tools we use in the project. We use the NumPy. We use the version control and collaboration. That's Git and GitHub to collaborate during the project within the team. That's for team collaboration. The programming language was Python. That's the core language for data processing, analysis, and modeling. The libraries we used in the project were NumPy and Pandas for data cleaning, transformation, manipulation for cohort creation, Matplotlib for data visualization and retention curve. We see some visualization we did in the later slides. Scikit-learn for customer clustering and RFN segmentation. Yellow Brick for visual diagnostic tools to evaluate clustering performance and interpret results. This is the project scope for the cohort analysis project. Data number one is data injection, gather raw data, customer transaction data, data cleaning and exploration, cohort analysis, RFN segmentation, and the rest. Code sample. Okay, importing the libraries and ingesting the data set. So in the data ingestion part, we imported all the relevant Python libraries that are fundamental to this project. We imported the NumPy as MP, Pandas as PD, Matplotlib as PLT, Seaborn as SNS. We uploaded the data, the CSV data into the Pandas data frame. You can see it on the board there as pd.3._CSV. The slash data, that's the data set distance. So we have to upload it into the system for the analysis. So so after uploading the data, we now have to check if the data was actually uploaded. We now have to, do df.head. This df.head will give you like the first 5 rules of the data. So we now check that everything is clear. We saw the invoice number, as I earlier said in the description. You have seen the invoice data, the customer ID, the stock code, which I mentioned earlier, description, or the product description, quantity, unit price, and country. So this just to have an overview of the data. Everything is clear. So we started exploring the data set. So this is the data, the EDA, the data exploration aspect of the project. What I did is, if you come towards this side of the, can you see my screen, my cursor? You can see where you have,
Yes, yes.
yeah, okay, number of unique customers about 4,347, number of transactions 82,190, number of unique products about 9,000. The date range for the cohort analysis about started December 2010 to 2010 to December 2011. So this is the data visualization aspect of it, where we got the top countries with unique customers. We have Mozambique having the highest number of customers. This visualization shows us where the country where ePro has the highest number of customers that are doing business with them. The second is from Benin. The third is from Togo. This is a bar chart, to visualize the customers where they are located across the globe. Nigeria is the fourth. It's about the cohort index. Okay, let me explain this retention rate visualization. This visualization is what we call the cohort analysis or the retention rate. If you, as I said earlier, the date range is between December 2010. The first column here is the first, as the cohort of December 2010. This cohort means the people who purchased the first time with the company ePro shop. So about 100%. We normally give the first column, the first purchase 100%. So after some time, we now discover that the next month, which is January 2011, 38% of those who purchased with ePro came back in January 2011. That's the meaning of this 38%. So there is a big drop from 100% to 38%. On the next month, the third month, it was 33%, up to the 12th month, which is 50%. So 50% of the customers who started business for the first time with ePro shop are retained. But if you check here on the 13th month, that's December 2011, only 27% are retained. So it's a very big issue for the company. Now, another cohort is January 2011. So all these rules are different cohorts. Cohort is a grouping of customers according to shared characteristics. Like here, the shared characteristics is a group of people who purchased for the first time in December 2010, another group in January 2011, another group in February 2011. So these are different cohorts. We normally give them 100% when they do the business for the first time. So we will now begin to track their percentage retention month after month for a period of time. So if you see the next month after January 2011, only 24% of the total customers who did business with ePro in January 2011 are retained. The second month, only 28% are retained, down 15%. That's the 12th month. So it's not a good story for the company to have only 15% of the customers being retained after month 12. So this retention rate is meant to give us an insight of what is happening, the customer retention or the churn rate, how things are happening. So we are going to use this visualization to make decisions based on customers' behavior later in this presentation. So anybody has any question here? Anybody on this cohort analysis heat map? That's what it's called. Does anybody have any question? I'll proceed.
Okay, I think we have two hands up, Henry and
Okay.
Francis. Do you want to take it now or after your presentation?
Yeah, on this cohort analysis, if they have any question, then let me hear them.
All right. Francis, I think you can. Okay, Henry, you can go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, Henry.
Yeah, Clinton, you made mention of how you were able to do the analysis of knowing the churn rates over a period of time, but how did you source for the data? How did you get the data for this analysis?
Okay, yeah, we, during this project, Daddy gave us the data. It's like a reward data as is obtainable in the reward. So that was how we got the data for the project.
And lastly, is the data clean or did you clean the data?
Yeah, we cleaned the data. We did the EDA at the initial stage. Like, if we check here, when I did DF, we actually did some cleaning aspect of the data where some data were missing and we have to input some data where there were missing data and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cleaned thoroughly. We checked everything thoroughly.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, who is asking the second question?
Thank you so much, Clinton, for
Yeah,
taking my
thank you.
call. Yeah, my name is Francis.
Oh,
I would
Francis,
like to know, how did you get the, how are you able to tabulate the percentages dropping from maybe 100% to, let's say, I can see one here that went up to 9%. How are you able
okay.
to, yeah.
Yeah, I had the formula, but normally what you normally do is the first month, sometimes in some explanation, this one here is 0, but we call the first code in the first month, everything is 100%. Let's assume that 50 customers came in the first month of January 2011. No matter the number of customers, we normally give them 100%. But there is a calculation we need to know. I don't have the formula here. So where we calculate the churn, that the number of people that didn't come back to do business again with the customers, with the company. So all these things have formulas, but maybe later I will check out and maybe let you know, but I don't have the formulas. There's a formula for calculating the percentages. But normally this one is 100%. So there is a formula for it, but I don't have it on this slide at the moment.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, there's a formula for it to calculate the churn rate and percentages. I saw it today when I was preparing for this course, but I didn't know this question will come up. I would have presented it here. Yeah, thank you. All right, let me go ahead. Okay, this is a RFM analysis. Is to understand the customer according to their recency, frequency, and monetary value. Let me see if I go for recency. Okay. Okay, I can't remember. Okay, this recency days is it's all about how recent a customer comes to the business. That if a customer purchase an item like in December 2nd and come back in December 10th, the recency is 8 days. That's the meaning of this recency days. Frequency is the number of times the customer comes within a particular period. Like in a month, a customer purchase an item or come to do transaction with the company for like 3 times. The frequency is 3. And the monetary is the value of transaction being carried out by a customer or a group of customers. That's the meaning of this ROFM analysis. Let me go to the next slide. Okay. So during the visualization, we did a kind of segmentation, segmenting the customers in group. So we now do this chart to determine the cohort number. That's the number of segmentation, the number of group we are going to divide the whole customers. So we now did this yellow brick. We now do this cluster using yellow brick. At this point here, at this intersection here, we now see where you have 4. So that's how we'll determine that we are going to do 4 segmentation. That's the meaning of this 4 here. We eventually had about 4 segmentation of the customers or 4 grouping of the customers. So we have 4 clusters: cluster 0, cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3. So after this analysis is showing us that recency days of cluster 0 is 43.4. Their frequency is 4.2. That's the average frequency in that cluster 0 is 4.2 days. Monetary value about is $195,421. Number of customers in that cluster 0, is about 3,023. Cluster 1, recency days 248, frequency 1.8. So their frequency is very low. So which means they are coming to do business with the company more frequently than any other group or any other cluster here. And the monetary value is just very small. Number of customers about 8,077. Cluster 2, 1.7. That's the recency, 1.7 days. Frequency 153.5. And the monetary value is about 12. It's about 12 million. And the number of customers here is small. There are not too many numbers. The 4th cluster is cluster 3. recency about 11.8 days, almost 12 days. Frequency 25.3, and this is the amount, that's the about 120,633 dollars. Number of customers is 266. So with this analysis now, we are going to take this, the company will take decision based on this analysis, this recency, the value of the customers that are, doing more business with the ePro company. Like this one here, very high. The monetary value is high. The recency is low. Frequency is very high. So let's see what it's a high net cluster with the number of customers 6. So this is a kind of visualization for the the segmentations we did. The champion.
Okay, there's a question from Francis. We actually have a couple of minutes left because there's another intern that would present. Yeah, so Francis, you can go ahead with your question.
Francis, ask your question.
Maybe if you can go back to the frequencies, the frequency chart. From here, I can see, what determines maybe how the company does? Is it the monetary or the number of frequencies? What will determine here? Because you see there are areas whereby I can see the number of customers are less, the monetary is high, and then there's a place where the frequency is a bit high, and then the number of customers are also more. What determines that?
What determines is a combination of these three factors. Recency. When the recency is low, it's a good factor. When the frequency is high, it's a good factor. When the monetary value is high, it's a good factor. If you see here, this frequency is high here, the monetary value is high, the recency is low. So this cluster is a net worth cluster. But if you check here, the recency is, if you check cluster 1, the recency days is high. Okay, the frequency is low. The monetary value somehow low. It's not as much as this cluster 2. Do you understand what I mean? It's a combination of three factors. The monetary factor needs to be high. Yeah, the monetary factor needs to be high. The frequency needs to be high. The recency needs to be low.
So there's a specific formula that comes up with this, yeah? Is there a way that is there a formula that you use to come up with this from the data that you collect, right?
I didn't get you.
I'm saying, is there a formula that you use to come to these figures from the data sets that you have, right?
Yeah, there's a formula for that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the visualization for this grouping. You can see the Ultra VP. The Ultra VP, that's the Ultra VP should be that's the cohort group of 2 as the Ultra VP, where you have 6 customers, they have a high monetary value, they have high frequency and low recency days. So let me just watch down. So Based on that, we now have recommended strategies to address the cluster groups. So the Ultra VPs, the one I showed you that has only 6 customers, they are 32% of total revenue. Their revenue is very high. So we now have to map out strategies to retain them, white glove retention. One of the tactics is to assign dedicated account managers for personalized service for that Ultra VPs, because these are high net worth customers. To negotiate annual bulk purchase contracts, all these are the tactics or the strategies we mapped out for for retaining the customers in that cluster. That's cluster 2. These are the tools that will help to retain them. CRM tasks for priority support. Quarterly business reviews to align with their needs. Success metrics. The target is 97% retention rate. So the champion, that's the cluster 3. They have 266 customers, high frequency. Their frequency of purchase is very high. And they have their monetary values about 1.1 million average spent. So these tactics are the strategies we mapped out for to retain them or to improve the customer retention with ePro. We suggested tier loyalty program, something like segmenting the packages into gold, platinum tiers with escalating benefits. Free shipping. Sometimes you offer free shipping for orders that are greater than $100. And these are the tools: behavioral email triggers, and giving them 5 points, saying something like you are 500 points away from platinum. With purchase software to refine rewards, process metrics, 20% increase in order frequency. So in cluster 0, these are the tactics. The strategies mapped out: subscription offer for frequently purchased items, can give them discount, complete set recommendation, and other things. For cluster 1, so these strategies are mapped out based on this analysis here. Are you getting me? Are you guys getting me? It's mapped out based on this analysis here. The combination of efficiency, frequency, and monetary value. So that's how we are able to come up with these strategies. For cluster 1, we mapped out these strategies. We miss you, something like when a customer hasn't come for some time, or when a customer is leaving, you write the customer an email: "We missed you," campaign, sequence, personalize the email very well. And the tools are from prediction model to prioritize high value at risk customers. The customers that are at risk of joining are the customers in cluster 1. So these are the strategies, these are the tools we recommended in the project A/B test subject line. We have saved your cards, and stuff. So anybody has any question? I think my time is up.
All right.
Anybody
Do we
have
have
any
any
question?
questions? Yeah. Do we have any? That was like a very detailed presentation. We literally walked us through everything you guys worked on. How long did it take to work on that project, if I may ask?
The project took us 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 3
Well
weeks.
done. Well done.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions? Because we have a second intern that will be joining us.
Any question, please?
People are sharing you in the chat. I wish you could see that. All right, so let's go ahead, right? I would have loved to make a few comments, but we've already taken some time. So I'm
Yeah,
just
took
going
some
to
time because of some explanations here.
yeah, I would introduce Kelvin. Hi, Kelvin. Is Kelvin here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Okay, so Kelvin, it's your time to shine. You can take on the floor and welcome. Let's see what you have for us, Kelvin.
Didn't know I was muted. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay,
Coming
beautiful.
up.
Please just let me know when you can see it.
We can see your screen, Kelvin.
Okay,
Please
okay,
go.
beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelvin Ubezu, and I'm a data engineering consultant here at Amdari. First of all, Clinton, nice presentation. It was it was detailed, and you explained, you went into detail to what you guys did. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. Okay. Let me go straight into my presentation. 3 weeks ago, Zipco reached out to Amdari. They had issues with data processing, and they reached out to the best IT solutions company that they could think of, which is Amdari. And after Amdari reviewed it, they saw that it was something for the data engineering team, and they sent it down to our team lead. And I was opportune to work on this project. So our project was actually a real life project. Okay. So Zipco is a real estate agency, and let me give you a drawback about Zipco. Okay, they're a real estate agency, and their main success facts, things that contribute to their success, are three of these things that are here. One is strong understanding of the local markets, being able to understand their local markets. Number two is effective marketing strategy and commitment to client relationship. Okay, so this leads to the title of this project. It's building an effective ETL pipeline for property records for a real estate agency. Okay, so while we're discussing this issue, we asked them what were their pain points, what are the current issues they are having, why are they reaching out to us in the first place, and they gave us these 4 points as their business challenges. Number one being inefficient data processing. Okay, and what this is that they have a lot of manual intervention when it comes to data collection. Okay, they have some of their staff having to go there manually, compiling it in Excel. Okay, and number three is increased operational costs. What manual intervention brings is time consumption, and to them, time translates to cost. Okay, if they spend more time in fixing things, they lose money. Okay? Then the third point is the disparate data set. I want you guys to take note of what these challenges are, because the project revolves around the challenges. The third one is the disparate data set and inconsistent formats. Okay, we know what disparate data set is. I've said that there was manual intervention in collecting data, and since different staff are going to pick up data from different sources, they have different data within different computers, different staff resources. Okay, so they do not have like a single source of truth. Then the fourth issue is compromised data quality. Okay, different formatting, different data types everywhere. So there was no data governance within the data that they had. Okay, so I had an opportunity to talk with some of the stakeholders, and I told them that, okay, you guys are working with real estate data. What are the kind of questions that you want to be answered by the time we are done with this project? Because it's
one thing for us to be working with data, is another thing to be working with the right data. Okay, and they gave us 4 things that are very important to them, 4 questions that they would like to be answered. So they want to know real time, as of today, what is the average price per zip code. Okay, they told me their target region, they operate in Austin, Texas. So within Austin, Texas, they want to know what the average price is per zip code. Okay, then secondly, they want to know which listing has been on the market the longest. They want to know where they can do more marketing. Remember that marketing was part of their success factors. Okay, then they want to know what the distribution of property type is like in the market, whether it's the family, the condo listing. They also want to have an understanding of their local markets, and they want to know which listing offices and agents have most active listings in their target area. Okay, so understanding the kind of questions that this business would want to be answered made me know what kind of data they need. And after going through all the data available, all the APIs available, I and the stakeholders agreed on using the listing/sales endpoints from Rentcast. So Rentcast is the API that we choose. I'm going to talk about the API later in the project. Okay. So now that we've understood what the business wants, we understood what their challenge is, we understand the kind of questions that they want answered, I tailored an objective to their problems. Okay, and I put them in 4 stages. The first is extracting the data, obviously extracting the data from the API. And for us that do not know what an API is an application programming interface. What this does is it gives us access to a particular functionality. And in this case, the functionality is access to a data. Okay, they have the data stored, and we are going to make requests to those data using the API. Okay. So the first step is going to be extract the data and exploit what do they have inside that data. Then the second step is going to be transforming the data. Okay. Remember that part of the pain points that they had is not that they couldn't get data, but it had bad quality. So most of all the work will be done in this stage, cleaning and standardizing the data. Okay. Then next, we are going to load it into a PostgreSQL database. Okay. So during our conversation, I found out that they already have a subscription, an enterprise subscription for Postgres database. So there was no point provisioning another database somewhere else or using another provider. Okay. So we are going to use the Postgres database and load it into that place. And Postgres database is actually a good choice for this particular project. Okay. Then lastly, we are going to structure the database in such a way that it fits what they want. And I chose the star schema for that. Okay. We are going to structure the database, and we are going to run queries, most importantly, to show proof of concept, to show how we can answer the questions after collecting this data. And if we can answer those questions, it means we have handled their problem end to end, from getting the data to providing insights to them. Okay. So next, we've understood everything. We've set our objective. Now, this is core data engineering, the design of the architecture. Okay. I went ahead to design an architecture for them, and we can see from my mouse cursor, it starts from the left to the right. Okay. Starting from the API, we run a Python script that transforms the data and then loads it to PostgreSQL database. Then all of this is done by a cron job, and we are going to be running this daily. What this means is that it will not need any manual intervention. It's automatic. Every day they have fresh data. They no longer need anybody to go to it. What this does is that it reduces cost for them, because now they have data real time. And also when it comes to cost, because this is one of the problems that they pointed out, operational cost. We used their PostgreSQL database. We did not have to provision something else somewhere else. Okay. So that speaks to cost management. And then we are going to run query lastly to see that we could answer the questions that they have. We could provide the insights that they want, basically. Okay. Then here, going to talk basically about their database design, or the database design that I designed for them, which is the star schema. Okay, the star schema is basically optimized for query, and it keeps the facts separate from the dimension. When I go into the simulation, we'll see all of that, and it's very scalable, because now that they are going to be drawing data from the source every day, it's better we use is an architecture that is scalable, and the star schema is one that fits this. Okay, now the data flow demonstration. I wanted to show you guys, instead of just going through it, instead of talking and sharing slides, I wanted to show you guys everything about it. But I'm not going to go too much into the technicalities, not to bore you, just give a high-level explanation of everything. So this is the script that we're running for it. And here, what it does is basically transforms the data. It extracts it. Sorry, this is the query. Let me go to the Python script. Beautiful. So it extracts from the Rentcast API. Then we transform it. At this point, we split it. Okay, this is the extraction code block. Then this is the transformation function. This is what does the bulk of the work. Okay, this is where we standardize formats. We made I made the address have a strict format. I made the date have a strict format. I made the email have a strict format. In that way, it ensures quality data. We'll know that any data we are expecting has one format, only one format. Okay, even the pricing, we'll not expect to see pricing in dollar or in pounds, just one currency, which is dollar. Okay. Then yeah, this is the font. This is the block that handles the loading. Okay, so let me run the script one time, and we'll check the database. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think it's done. Let me go to the database. Okay, so in the repo, I've provided queries for them to answer most of the questions, all of the questions that they have. It's in the slide, but because we are doing a live simulation now, I'll run the query and show you guys. So sorry. I attached this in the slide for them. Okay, so this is a visual of the query that I ran. Okay, this one answers the first question they asked. They want to have an idea of the average listing price per zip code. Okay, if you notice, the total of this is 10. So this query was run after the first time that I pulled data from the API source. So we had only 10 data. Okay, so it shows you the distribution across these 10 postcodes. Okay, these are the top 10. Okay, and we can see that the postcode of 78736 has the highest price of $4.5 million. That's the cost of property there. And not to just show you guys visuals, let me show you live simulation, even if it's just one. Okay, let's go to our queries, which average price listing. Okay, let's try it. Go to our database, clear this, and close this. Don't say. Okay, so we created a DB, zip code DB for them, and go to the query tool. Beautiful, beautiful. So now, as of this moment, we can now see a new distribution. We can see live data. Okay, as at the time that I did this project, as at the time I ran the first simulation for them, we had just one in this zip code. But as at now, it shows real-time data. As at now, we can see that there are 5 total listings. Okay, I thought it's best to show a live simulation instead of just showing screenshots. But now that we have seen one of this live simulation. Let me go ahead. Okay, so this answers the question, the average listing price per zip code. Okay, then this is the one for the average price per property type. And you might wonder how I got this graphical representation. Remember, this is the query and this is the query outputs. For the graphical representation, I used Python notebook. I used Jupyter notebook. It's in the repo. I provided it in the repo. If anyone wants to check it out, it's there. It's in my practice notebook here. Spin up, spin up. It's just loading, give it time. So yeah, I generated the graphical representation of that result here. Okay. Okay, yes. So this is where I got the screenshots from. So yeah, it's from our data, it's from our database. Okay. So back to the presentation. This is another visual, the top 10 listings with the longest days on the market. You can see the address, well formatted. We would see every address has the states, the state code, the city, and the postcode. This was done by the transformation tool. Okay, now they have standardized data, and they have queries to answer their questions. Okay, so by carrying out this project, what I've done is that I've been able to move from data to business intelligence. I've been able to transform the data to useful insights. I've been able to answer the questions that they want, the questions that are very important for their business. Okay, so as at any time, without human intervention, they can get real-time insight into the things that matter most to them. Okay, so yeah, I'll be discussing the benefits and the results. You already know what the benefits and the results are. Okay, so number one is that they now have faster access to property data. Remember that one of the first issues they had was inefficient workflow. Quickly go to that. One of let's check their challenges and make sure that we're able to solve all of them. So their first challenge was inefficient data processing workflow. The second one was increased operational costs. The third one was disparate data sets, and the fourth one was compromised data. Okay. By carrying out this project, you can tell that now data is accessible to them at speed of light. All they just need to do is run a query and they get the updated data as at that moment. Okay. Secondly, we've been able to reduce operational costs on from different angles. Okay, from reducing manual intervention to making sure that we only use the data that they need. See, before, while they were collecting data, they were collecting all sorts of data. But now we've been able to collect only the data that is peculiar to their business, only the kind of data that they need for analytics. Okay, so that translates to savings, basically. That translates to savings. Then thirdly, we've been able to clean and standardize the data. They no longer have bad quality of data. All the data have fixed formats. We've given them the formats for all the data in the table, so they know what to expect. They know the units of whatever they are seeing there. Okay, and remember also they complain about disparate data sets. So usually they will have different data at different positions on different systems. Now the data is centralized in one database, in their PostgreSQL database. Okay, overall, they can now make improved decision making. Okay, they have quality data, they have clean data, and it provides them with the best of insights. Okay, so after running all these projects end to end, and the client was basically happy. We have some recommendations for them. Okay, so we recommended that they scale their system. Yes, they have a PostgreSQL SQL subscription, enterprise subscription, but they are running it on a server locally on sites. Okay, on-prem. We advise that they scale, because now that we are going to be running this this pipeline every day, they're going to accumulate data. It's going to get big. They might exhaust the storage resource that they have. Okay, so it's best that they scale to the cloud and use the cloud base. They can move their subscription to the cloud. Okay, it shouldn't take anything from them. They move their subscription to the cloud and continue. And what the cloud gives them is reliability. Okay, they will not be scared of any downtime or reduced downtime. Okay, imagine if their current system is down. That's the one they have on-prem is down. Something happens, the power goes down, and it's time for them to draw new data, and it cannot run at that time. Okay, that translates to a problem. So scaling to the cloud is a good idea for them, which is something I recommended to them. Then secondly, I told them to invest in data visualization and dashboard. So this is a recommendation for their analytics team. Since what they are big on is analytics, they need insights. We've handled the data processing part of the project. We handled the data processing part of the project. We've made clean data available to them. All they just need is the insights. It's good that they invest in a good dashboard like Power BI. And one of the good side of PostgreSQL is that it integrates well with Power BI. It integrates well with business intelligence tools. Okay. Then next, I advise that they retire manual entry. You probably know this already. Now that they already have an ETL pipeline that works for them, it's best that they retire that entire process to avoid accruing costs. Then lastly, you should consider other APIs so that they will not be blindsided. Okay, different things happen in the real estate world. There are different kinds of listing, and it will be advisable if they can consider another API as another source, so that they can have richer data, basically. Okay, so I've provided everything about the project, the repo, the code for you to review, and the database structure for you to review. I've provided everything. Okay, here's the resource link for this project. So thank you. If you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Kelvin. So if you want to have access to all these resources, you need to fill the attendance form. So we'll share the slides and the resources with you. I believe you have a question. Hi, Henry and Nikesh. So Henry is the first person. So Henry, you can unmute yourself, ask your question. Then we would go to Nikesh next.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kelvin. This was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go first. Yeah, but I wasn't so clear about the stack schema and why you chose it, because I know in some projects you might just do 1F and it's okay, or 2NF, 1NF, or 2NF, or 3NF. Why did you choose a stack schema, please? If you could just shed more light on that.
Okay, yeah, that's a beautiful question, Harry. Yeah, if you okay, for those people that might not understand what you mentioned, the 1NF and the star schema that I use, let me just give a brief explanation of what this is. Okay, the NF is normalized form, and that comes to play in normalized tables. Okay, normalized schema. And what a normalized schema is, it's an architecture that basically structures data or splits data into smaller tables that are relatable. So it just splits data into small relatable data. So each of these data are relatable to each other. While the star schema does it in a different way, it just has one fact data at the central point, and the facts data are connected to dimension data. I would like to call this dimension data descriptive data. So the facts table is the main table. Then if you want to get insights relating to different descriptions, maybe relating to, like, one of the questions they asked was, what agents have the highest listing? So you get from the central table, you can check the highest listing and relate it to the agencies. So that's what star schema is. So star schema has one central point with different descriptive data around it. So from the explanation, you can understand why I chose the star schema. I chose the star schema because star schema is optimized for querying. Star schema is optimized for analytics compared to the normalized data. Okay, and the star schema is also a warehouse, is a data warehouse schema compared to the normalized schema. So yeah, that's why I chose a beautiful question there, Henry.
And lastly, how did the company receive the project at the end of the day? Were they happy?
Oh, they were very happy. Our finance team have sent them the billing already, so we are waiting for them to drop it.
Okay, thank you so
They were
much.
happy, yeah. Thank you. Any more questions? Do we have any other question?
Yes, there's another question from Nikesh. Hi, Nikesh. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hi Kevin. Well done on the presentation. Well done, beautiful man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nikesh.
just wanted to ask, what type of data did you work with? Is it structured or unstructured data?
Oh, that's another beautiful question. It's important to understand the kind of data that you're working with anytime you're working on any project. So yeah, structure-wise, it was a structured data. It was not unstructured, even though it had a lot of bad formatting and all of that. It was a structured data and it came in a JSON form. If I can quickly show you one. So during my data exploration stage, I explored the data and I checked what the data looked like. Okay, yeah, see it here. You can see from Brainscast, and this is where I printed the data. So it came in a JSON format. I was able to normalize it, to split it, and then convert it into a star schema, enforce a star schema on it. So to answer your question, it was a structured data.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, just got one more question.
Okay.
How did you automate it? Did you automate this pipeline or ready
So
for the analyst?
yeah, so how did I optimize it? So the pipeline, let me say I took out manual intervention from it basically. So it was optimized by using a cron job. Okay. Have you heard of a cron job before?
No.
Okay. So a cron job is basically something that runs on Linux. Okay. And what it does is that it takes out manual intervention. You can set when it will run, when it will run basically. So now we set it to run by 2 a.m. From the API, we know that they upload new data by 1 a.m. So by 2 a.m. we want to have the fresh data. So I optimized it by doing this, by having an automatic extraction of data. Do you understand?
Yes. Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Does any other person have a question? All right. So Kelvin, my own question is, okay, I think Felicia has a question. I saw her hand raised at some point, but you can go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, good evening. Well done, Kelvin. My question, I think it has been answered from the previous question. I wanted to ask because am actually doing something like this at my place of work, although I'm a business intelligence analyst. But I realized they don't have a kind of a database, so we just move the data, and the process of refreshing the data is always very it does take time. So I decided to, okay, I was told by a friend to move it to database, so though I'm using MI. So I was looking for a way to do the optimizing the running, so that I won't be doing the running by myself every day. So although I'm using a window, so I decided to use a window task, this is a task scheduler anyway. But since he said it's something one needs to do manually, I think I get that, so I don't need to bore him with that question. I was thinking there would be an alternative way to doing the running. I think you get what I said.
Yeah, I didn't say it's something you do manually. I said something that'll be done automatically, and we use the
Okay.
cron job to do it automatically. So a cron job is basically the Linux version of the task scheduler that I talked about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's fine.
Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank
All right, so Kelvin, how's the program been for you so far, considering how you came in versus now? What can you say about the Ambari work experience internship?
It has been awesome. It has been saying it's awesome is an understatement. I've worked with very nice set of people. There's something that networking does. It has been awesome. It has been awesome. It's something that networking with people would do to you. It has given me a lot of exposure. Our team lead is the best. And yeah, you get inspiration from everywhere. You get inspiration from everywhere. It has been awesome, basically.
Oh, that's nice. Shout out to your team lead. It's really,
Yeah,
really nice.
shout out to my team lead, Rufat.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Kelvin. That was actually a lovely presentation, and it was obvious that you took your time to work on that project with your team. And from your presentation, you knew exactly what you were saying. It
Yeah,
wasn't, I mean, even the last presenter, you guys did justice to the project, and it was very obvious. So thank you all for taking out time to join us in this session and also present what you have. So in the next couple of minutes, I mean, we've already taken so much time, so I'll just have to run through what I have for you. So the next couple of minutes, I'll be speaking about people that want to join the program. All right, you've seen what our interns have done. Maybe you're interested, you feel like this is something that might help you with for the next phase of your journey in your tech career or in your career generally. So Amdari could be the next phase for you. What exactly are you going to get access to? What are you doing in the program? All right, you get to work in cross-functional teams. You're working on this project with your teammates. You're not just working by yourself. And also, these projects are span across a number of industries and also a number of tools. So you get to work on tools like Splunk, Jira, Power BI, depending. When you guys heard the presentation from our two interns, Clinton and also Kelvin, you could understand that they worked with a number of tools. Okay, so you're going to be exposed to some of these tools. Even if you do not have experience in some of the tools, you get to have tool training sessions before a project commences. So this tool training session is just to give you some kind of understanding as to the kind of tool you'll be working with and how exactly you get to work on that tool to solve the business problem. So you're working on actual business problems, at least 4 to 6 of these projects spanning across 3 to 4 months, depending, right? So you're working on real business problems in the form of projects. And these projects are guided projects. It means you're going to have a team lead. You're also going to have a mentor, a coach. All right. Someone will be there in case you face any bit of challenge while you're trying to work on this project. There's someone that you could always reach out to for support, for help, and they would be able to help you. Now, one thing about this project is that the projects are across different industries. So the reason we were very intentional about presenting you with projects across industries is because when it comes to hiring, we want you to be a versatile person. We don't want you to be limited to a particular career path. Now, if you see a job description like data analyst, everyone looks for data analyst, you're searching for data analyst, but do you know that data analyst in itself as a role could come in unconventional names? You could hear things like health analyst, you could hear stuff like BI data analyst, or all these different forms. So some of these projects just prep you for these different career paths, basically in each of these specializations, right? So as a data analyst, you get to work on a project in the health sector, you work on a project in the financial sector, fintech, you get to work on projects in all these different sectors, depending, and you're gaining experience in that aspect. Now, you're also gaining confidence working on this project because now you have real experience, something that a lot of people do not have. You're getting it in a guided environment. So even if you get to make mistakes, there's someone to help you and correct you. Now, Calvin said something about networking. Trust me, I feel like that is the icing on the cake, because you're not by yourself. You're working with people. For some, in fact, I want you to picture it this way: 10 people are registering for the program. For all of you to come together to register for this program, it means you have something in common. It means that you are trying to you're trying to gain experience. You guys are trying to get somewhere in your professional career. It means that you can actually rub minds with these guys to get further. And majority of our consultants are in the UK, so you could literally choose to hang out with some of your consultants or some of your colleagues if you want to. I mean, it's a choice. So that's another way you get to have that kind of networking experience with people that are in the same line and alignment as you. All right. And also, this program is, we're registered in the UK, we're also registered in Canada. It means that you are getting access to a UK work reference letter, and you could request for this letter up until 2 years after you're done with the internship. Now, we've even had some of our consultants that have gotten jobs while on the program, and some have already requested for reference letters so that we can attest to the fact that they actually worked with Amdari. We do that for you. All right. So at the end of this experience, you are expected to have a portfolio filled with projects that are relevant, project that would make a recruiter think twice about hiring you, project that would make a recruiter not think twice rather about hiring you, because they want you on board. They want you to be able to solve their problems for them. All right. So I've already mentioned the UK work reference letter. Now, these are like the project-based part of things. We make you employable. How do we make you employable? We make you employable in a sense that you get access to CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization. We also go as far as prepping you for interviews, because we expect that you would be applying to jobs during this program. You're literally in the job search phase. So you're trying to get a job, right? You are applying to jobs. We prep you for your interview, so you'll be able to sell yourself during this interview, and you'll also be able to sell the experience that we are giving to you during these interviews. Okay. So when it comes to testimonials, we have a number of testimonials. Even as at this week, we had at least 2 to 3 interns that already get jobs. Can you guys hear me? All right. Just give me a thumbs up if you all are still here with me. I want to be sure that we're still all right. All right. So even as at this week, we have a couple of consultants that have also landed jobs from the program. All right. So how exactly can you gain this experience if you're trying to come on board with us? I'm going to walk you through how exactly you can do that. Like I mentioned, data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, SOC analysis, ethical hacking, GRC, and project management. You are welcome. I'm going to say it again. All these career paths are the career paths that Amdari helps you to gain experience in. Okay. So I heard when Felicia, I heard you saying that you're working as an analyst, and this might be something you'd want to consider if you're trying to help your organization, right? And it will also help you in a sense that you might have to start applying to better roles than what you're doing already, because you're gaining experience far beyond what you currently have. Or you might even look for more senior roles within the same organization, because you've been able to help them in a very significant way. So these are just different ways people can leverage the Amdari work experience internship, right? So what are these success stories? How have we been able to help people in the past? I'm going to show you guys a couple of people that we've been able to help. This is not even recent. We have more, but I'm going to show you a few. Then I'll walk you all through how you can get on board before we call it in, because we've already spent much time during this session. So this is Francis. Francis Afua. He got a job as a project manager in Deloitte. So Deloitte is a very renowned company, and it's well known. So he got a job in this company, and he just let his team lead know when he got the job. He was super excited about it. Till today, we still talk about Francis. If you want to watch the interview, if you want to watch everything about this, please, you can check out our YouTube, Amdari. Just search for Amdari. We are the only Amdari. So just search it, and you'll be able to watch all these interviews in real life, okay? So this is another intern. She got a job, Miriam. Okay, this intern got a job as a compliance analyst in the UK while she was in the work experience program. So something common that happens is that these interns, they come on board with us, work on this project, start applying to jobs. We usually encourage you to start applying from the second month of your internship, right? So you see that most of them get offers while they are in the program, right? Because we do your interview prep sessions, we do one-on-one preparations for these interviews, and also CV revamp sessions, LinkedIn optimization, different ways that we make you prepared for this job market, right? So Lauren got a job as a business analyst in the UK while he was on the program. Now, the reason we literally give you the screenshot is for you to see this in their raw format. Okay, so you see that this is an actual conversation when they got these opportunities. And if you want to watch the stories themselves, we have them all on YouTube. Faye Isayo got a job as a data scientist in the UK, working in the UK during her work experience program. All right. So this one, all of these happened during the program, and I'm telling you for a fact that if you just decide to join, this might be your story, honestly. So we have Damilola. Damilola got a job as a senior. She actually got a senior role in procurement in the UK before she was done with the program. What did she do? She joined the program. She built a portfolio, and in this portfolio, she put all the projects she worked on while she was on the internship. So Amdari actually provides you with a portfolio website. So what she did was during all this, while she was applying to jobs, she would use the link, add it to her CV when applying. And one of the projects caught a recruiter's attention, and that's how she got her job, basically. That was literally how she got the job. So this person reached out to his specialist, Christopher, as a cybersecurity specialist, rather, and he was just letting his mentor know when he got a job. This was his first cybersecurity role. He was so excited about it. So you see that these screenshots are in their raw format. We don't start editing anything. We just screenshot it that way and you get to see it the exact way it is. All right. Now, something very unique about this particular consultant is because when he got this job, he didn't expect to have this interview. All right. He did a presentation session like this. He had a project showcase session like this. And the next week, he got an interview, invite. But he didn't exactly prepare for, like, they needed him to present something he didn't have. So he just used one of his projects. And I can tell you it was that project that actually helped him to get the job. So whenever we call for presentations like this, it helps you to also build your confidence. And I want you to also understand that after every project is a project presentation. So that one is just within your circle with your team and your team lead and everyone. But you need to understand that there is a presentation that is going to happen, because you can never run away from reporting. As a data analyst, as a BI analyst, as a SOC specialist, whatever career path in tech it is, you are always going to report, and you at no point would you be working alone. So, and that literally prepares you, it mentally prepares you for all of that. And also the program is structured to mimic the UK work style. So this is literally a UK work experience you're gaining while you're on board with us. Okay, so we have a couple of more success stories, like Vivian got a job as a data scientist working remotely in France, and she actually got 3 offers in the UK too, in addition to this. All right, and now we have a cohort starting on the 4th of October. So if this is something that interests you and you feel like it's time to actually take that decision, what is today's date? Today is the 19th of September. We only have about 3 months to the end of the year, and a lot can change in 3 months. Honestly, you could literally get your dream job in 3 months. So if you're actually ready to make a decision, I'm going to tell you what it takes to come on board with the program. And the next cohort starts on the 4th of October. But we have a typical number that we usually take per cohort. So if you're trying to get on board, you might want to secure your slot ahead of time and take advantage of the discount that is currently running for this particular cohort. Okay, so we have the Amdari Work Experience Internship 3-month work experience program, which costs £390 instead of 500. Now, all this value, everything combined, CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization, you would still have access to a portfolio website. You're going to have access to a learn page, and also you're going to have access to a job board. All these are all in the £390. You don't need to pay for anything extra. Your mentorship sessions, your career coaching sessions, nothing. Everything is all in this amount, and you could spread it across 3 installments of 130. So I like to see this like an investment. Now, you've done it by yourself already. You've tried going through different boot camps. You're doing self-learning. None of all these things are working. But Andari has a structure that has worked for people. So we're telling you to come on board. Let us help you. Let's give you, what's it called? It's called updates, right? We have the updates. All you need to do is learn from the people that know this stuff. Okay, so this £390, you can break it down to 3 installments of £130. My colleague is going to drop the payment link in the chat if you want to secure your slot. All right, so now for the 3 installments, your first installment can be this month ahead of October, then next month, and your final installment the upper month. So the best part about this internship experience right now is that instead of getting 3 months, you're getting an additional month for this £390. So basically, it's 4 months program. It's a 4 months program for the price of £390. So I'm going to show you guys every other thing you're going to be having access to. Then I'll take questions before we call it in. So if you're trying to get on board with the Amdari Work Experience program, you are going to have access to. I want to show you guys what the portfolio website looks like. Just recently, an intern even reached out to me. Oh, she needed to revamp her portfolio. She needed portfolio auditing, and she just needed me to look at her portfolio, which I did. And trust me, you might be underestimating the use of a portfolio, but I'll tell you that a portfolio is very, very essential in the tech career, because recruiters want to see what you've been able to work on and how you can help them at a glance. They just want to see everything. So let me show you what the portfolio website looks like. You don't need to start coding to get anything up here. You do not need to code. Everything, you just upload what you need to upload, like your picture, your name, your job title, the project you're working on, the tools and technologies you're conversant with. Everything, you just upload it. Let me show you what the front end looks like. So this is what the front end looks like. It's coming up. Okay, so this is what the front end looks like. Now you could even share this. You could share it on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever platform you want to share it on. You could even copy this link and add it to your CV, so that when you're applying to jobs, you are literally your recruiters are seeing your portfolio at once. Okay, you're also going to have access to a job board. So this job board is where we get to apply to jobs on you get to apply to jobs. All right, so you see that the career paths on these job boards are related to all the career paths I mentioned earlier. It means that everything is well tailored to fit into all these career paths. Now the learn page is also another thing you're going to have access to. On the learn page, that is where you can watch crash courses in these different career paths. Let's say, okay, let me see, are you guys seeing my screen? All right, so the learn page is now where you get to watch all these different crash courses on, cybersecurity, data analytics, and all of that. All right, so when you become an intern, you're going to have access to all of these things I've mentioned. All your activities goes on the Google Classroom. So on this Classroom, you'll be assigned to your classes. You'll be assigned to your you're going to be assigned to all your projects here. And if you miss any session, you can also have access to the recording from Google Classroom. So you and your teammates are going to be working from here. And in addition, okay, you can see like here, there's a video attached here. So if you miss any session, for example, you were not able to join one of your sessions or your whatever it is, you can always come and watch it from the program, from the classroom. Okay, so that is basically what you're going to be getting access to. Your team leads, your team, your coach, and everyone will be available to you. You're at no point would you be in this program by yourself. Okay, and I want you all to also understand that we know that the timing can be a bit of a problem for some people. That's why the program is structured to fit into your timing, all right? Because it is very flexible in a sense that we have majority of our interns that either have jobs or they are in school or they are studying. We have all of these people in the program. So the way it's structured is to help fit into your schedule. All you need to do is make sure that you're available for the sessions you need to be available for. But every other thing is you working with your team. You would have drop-in sessions. So drop-in sessions are like for you to come together with your team to say, okay, this is where we are at this point in time. This is what we need to do next. Your team lead walking you guys through what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. All these things happens at a very convenient time that works for everyone. And even if you miss it, you could always go back to your coach or your team lead for support. So at this point, I'm going to take questions. Does anyone have a question for me? Do you need clarifications on anything I've said so far? Do you have a question for me before I proceed? Does anyone have a question? No questions. Felicia, Ikechuku, Frank, Grace,
My
no questions.
It's not that I don't have question. No, I have a question about the challenge. The question is, what do you think? Is there anything you can do to people that you think they are not like financially buoyant to afford this kind of this program? Even though, like someone like me now, I'm actually very much interested in this program, but when it comes to the costs, I can tell you sincerely, I might not be able to afford it at the moment. Even the breakdown.
Okay. All right. Okay, so basically, right, the reason the installment plan is even there is to assist people, is to help people get started even without the full amount. So that's basically what the pricing is. I like to see it as an investment, right? Because whatever you learn in this internship, it is going to stay with you for life. You're always going to use it. So I understand where you're coming from. Um, Now, if you want to book a clarity session, you want to have a more one-on-one conversation with us, my colleague is going to drop the clarity session link in the chat. So you can go ahead, book a clarity session with us, and let's have a word with you. So this is also for every other person on the call that probably wants to have a conversation with the team. You want someone to speak with you. You want to ask more questions about the program, how to get into the program. Please go ahead and book for a clarity session. So Lua Kemi, you can also book for a session, but I can tell you that this is what we have at the moment, including it's already discounted, plus the fact that it's also an installment plan. So maybe we usually run discounts once in a while, so this is like the best you can take advantage of. But I understand where you're coming from. All right. So does any other person have a question for me? Does anyone have a question? Okay, so we're all good. Okay. So in the absence of any question, I believe we can call it an evening or a morning or an afternoon, depending on where you're joining me from. So thank you all for taking out time to join me this evening. It's been a very wonderful conversation. I'm going to wish you all a very lovely night. Bye, everyone. Good night. Have a very wonderful evening.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.